Michelle Wilson, and this is the second in a series of coping skills I want everyone to have access to. So if you're watching this, thank you. Please share it with anyone that you think would be helped by knowing this information. I was in the mental health field for 25 years as a licensed counselor, and I've been really heartbroken at the trend of just way too many suicides in young people today. So in light of that, and just knowing that a lot of adults, kids, everyone struggles with stress and loss, transitions, and we all can use more coping skills as we deal with those, right? So be sure to watch the first one. So this one, I want to talk a little bit more about feelings in general. Hello, nice to see you guys. Thanks for watching. One thing I learned really early on in graduate school was the importance of language and how we talk about our feelings. So in our culture, there's a lot of times where people say, I am sad, I am angry, I am depressed. And I would encourage you to start stepping back and evaluating that. And instead, I invite you to say, I feel sad, I feel angry, I feel frustrated, I feel depressed. Because when we use I am, it becomes unconsciously part of our identity. And when something like that feels like part of our identity, it can start to feel a little more hopeless and sort of permanent. Like, I am a mom. That's part of who I am, part of my identity and who I'll always be. And I think too many kids can get stuck in, I feel sad, therefore I am sad. And this is never gonna go away. So when we change the language to I'm feeling, then we can take it a step out. We can look at the feeling, we can experience it, we can decide, do I need to learn from this? Do I need to act on this? Is there a coping skill that can help me feel a little bit more in control of this feeling? So of course, all feelings are important. We don't want to just cover them up and stuff them. I help people heal that issue when they've stuffed their emotions for too long. So the first tip today on feelings is be aware of your language and encourage those you love to use I feel instead of I am when it comes to emotions. Secondly, the majority of my practice early on, my private counseling practice outside of Boston, I saw a lot of adolescent girls and women with eating disorders. And many of them were not very good at naming or identifying their feelings. When they felt bad, it was kind of like, I feel fat. And I would say, let's take a look at that. Fat is actually not an emotion. It's not a feeling. We could kind of joke about it and make light. But they had to learn to get better at identifying what it was that they were actually feeling, which was hard at first. Which brings me to coping skills, because often we can have our go-to coping skills that we use all the time. They may be healthy ones, like, okay, I'm gonna talk to a friend or go for a run, or, they may just numb out for the time being. The occasional glass of wine is not gonna be that bad, but if that's your main coping skill for everything, it's not gonna be that helpful. So I would love to share with everyone, I created a list probably 20 years ago or so, 75 plus ideas for coping skills. In the Authentic and Thriving Entrepreneurs and Leaders group, I'm gonna post it in the files. If you would like access to it and you're not in that group, then please private message me, reach out. I'll find a way to get that to you. But I found that so many people had their go-to coping skills for whenever they felt bad and they would want to just numb out. So instead, I have all kinds of fun categories, and I would encourage my clients to get better at asking themselves, what is it that I'm feeling and what would actually be helpful? So I have things on here in different categories like relaxation and comfort, or movement. Do I need to get up and move? Do I need support? Do I need to reach out to someone? Productivity, what if it's 20 minutes cleaning out your sock drawer or doing a little bit of a project? So a lot of different things. I have service on here, diversion. Sometimes we just may need to veg out and watch Netflix for a while. But to get better and have a whole huge toolbox of different coping skills so we can get better at actually meeting the need instead of just numbing out, or using the same coping skill for all different emotions. And it's funny, as I said, I created this probably 20 years ago, and then probably about 15 years ago, I updated it and added a few things, including search youtube.com for funny. And I said youtube.com because it was brand new at that time. So this list has been around for a long time. It served a lot of people. So number 1 tip, use I feel an emotion, like I feel sad rather than I am sad, because we don't want it to have it feel like part of your identity and hopeless to change. Number 2, make your own list of coping skills for all different emotions, all different situations. If your favorite coping skill is to go out for a run and you can't always do that because of the weather or you break your foot, we need to have as many as possible. Number 3, I also want to share another twist with the language. So just like we want to be careful with not saying I am depressed, but I'm feeling depressed, be aware when you say so-and-so made me feel. Now, this is definitely in our culture. It's funny, if you watch therapists on TV, they'll often say, so how did that make you feel? And I learned in one of my very first classes in graduate school never to ask that question. And I invite you to be aware of the language, because when we say, my kids will say it, oh, my brother made me mad, this situation made me frustrated. Well, we want to take back our power and ownership and know that we have choices with how we're feeling. Certainly things can trigger us, but we want to get better at choosing our responses rather than just reacting, and to own your feeling. You own your feelings that you're having. So not giving your power to other people that they can make you feel a certain way. So I'd love for you to post below in the comments. I'm doing a whole series, so feel free to friend me, join the group, pass this on to anybody you think could be helped by this. I just want as many people as possible to have simple coping skills. Last time we talked about this one, so go find that video, share it, because I'm really passionate about everyone having skills so they can find more calm, more peace, and then ultimately more joy and hope. So wonderful to see you. Please comment what your thoughts are below, and I look forward to staying connected. All right, thanks. Bye.